Do you want to learn how to draw colored pencil bubbles like this? It is actually way easier than it looks. Let me show you exactly how to do this. It's a beginner lesson and I'll guide you through step by step. For this lesson, I am using Prismacolors and I do have the big set. So these are a lot of bright specific colors and I will list them in the description. But you can honestly use any color and any type of colored pencil. Highly pigmented colored pencils probably work the best, like Prismacolors or Faber-Castells. The most important thing is that you have a white and you have a variety of colors, like primary colors are great. Let me show you how I'm going to get started. Make sure that your pencils are really sharp, and for this I like to have a sharpener nearby and have a little cup so that I can put the pencil shavings in so I don't have to move, and that is always super helpful. I'm going to start with a tape roll, and I am going to use my white pencil, and I'm just going to very lightly trace, and it can be any size. You can make tiny bubbles or big bubbles, so teeny tiny light. Okay, after that I am going to establish an inner circle. And I'm just gonna make little lines like this. And it's gonna be very, very light. So keep that super light. You can always add, but it's harder to take away. And this is gonna be the part where the bubble comes out at you. So a bubble is three-dimensional. It's round, it's a sphere, and everything that the bubble is reflects off of whatever it sees. So wherever the bubble is just a reflection. I'll show you an example of a bubble pick as well, and I can link that also in the comments if you want to go to my website and download a bubble photo. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this little middle inner circle, and I am going to make two shapes that are going to reflect each other, kind of like a yin and yang. So this one is going to be like a little shape like this, and this one is going to be a little shape like this. Everything that you do on one side of the bubble would be the same on the other side. I'm sorry about my dog. She's a guard dog, apparently. So I've got these two shapes. And right now it looks kind of funny, but that's okay. I'm just gonna shade these in softly, super, super softly. I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna try to match these two shapes. And this is going to be the bubble shape that kind of looks like, if you look at this, it's gonna be these two reflective shapes. And you don't always have to do these. This is just what I do when I start. So two shapes, and I'm going to keep this bubble here for reference. And what I like to do is I like to bring these shapes into another color. I feel like that looks really pretty. So I'm going to get a pink, and honestly you can use any color. Oh my gosh, my dog is trying to bury something. You can use any color and just kind of softly fade this in. Something to know about colored pencils, or any kind of pencil honestly, is when you put your hand up close to the edge of the pencil, like right to the tip, you're going to get a lot more control and you're going to be able to press it harder. But if you go back with your hand, it's going to be a lot softer. It'll be easier to blend, especially if you're a person that's a little bit heavy-handed when you're shading. I'm going to start now, and I'm just going to do some of these edges with this pink. This is a really fun pink color. And then I'm now going to grab my blue. This is a cobalt blue, and I'm going to do a little dusty. I'm going to do a little shade over here, and I'm going to try my very best to stay inside the lines so that it's really in here. And then I'm going to go on this side. I'm kind of mirroring what I do on the other side. Guarantee my dog is going to bark again in this video. And it doesn't quite look like a bubble yet, but it will. Now I'm going to go to these edges, and I'm just going to add a tiny bit of white on this edge where the pink goes into the blue. I'm just going to kind of pop that forward a little bit. Same with this side. I'm just going on one side and then the other. And I am going to try to get some yellow and some green in there too. Rainbow bubbles, kind of fun. You can even fade colors, like I'm gonna add some yellow in here. Again, every bubble is different, so I've never done a bubble that looks just like this. I'm gonna get some yellow, and I'll go from there. Blue into the yellow, and I'm just being really, really soft with this. The secret of the bubbles here that really makes it look real is when you add the white on the edges and you add these little like dots and sparkles. So I'm gonna add a little sparkle here. Little sparkle. And I'm just gonna go in here and maybe add a couple of lines. And honestly, it doesn't matter where you add these things because it's just what is being reflected. And I'm going around the edges a little bit with the white. And I'm gonna add a couple more little sparkles here. Just make sure you do this with a really sharp pencil. And then I'm gonna go in here, pop this blue out a little bit, add some more white here. A couple more little dots of white. And it's this edge that you wanna get. Brighten that up a little bit and just kind of, usually we don't outline things when we draw, but this is a little bit different because you want to get the very edge of the bubble with a very sharp white outline because that's the part that is reflecting. It's kind of like a reverse sphere. And if you need more practice drawing a colored pencil sphere, I have a step-by-step sphere video that's, I think it's pretty helpful. Also on my channel, and I can link that below. And I'm gonna just add these little sparkles. And again, once you've got this established, you can go in here and you can make the white a little bit, I don't wanna say darker, a little bit brighter, a little harder with the white. Because that's where you're gonna get that sparkle. Same with this. I'm just going in here. I'm adding a little bit more. Oh, I'm gonna do some lime green. That might be kind of fun. Because there's gonna be all kinds of reflections. Maybe your bubble's outside. It's reflecting something. It does help to look at a picture of a bubble, which I will link in this video. Lime green's kind of fun. So this kind of makes like a bright rainbow bubble. Oh, yep, there she goes. Should I do a dog reveal? Comment if you want me to do a dog reveal. Stop it, Lily. I'm adding a little bit of white down here. And there's that. And let's do like a little tiny bubble. This one I could trace something, but I think I can draw a pretty good circle. And I'm just gonna do like this little boop. And then this is like a bubble that just popped. You can continue that. So there's your bubble. Easy. I'm going to do a sped up version here so you can see that no matter what colors you use, you can get kind of the same effect. So watch this and see how I use different colors to achieve a totally different bubble, but when they are all put together, they all look good.